Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? So as we were kind of coming down the home stretch on Wednesday's show, we were talking a little bit about Marcus Maye's suspension for 3 games, of course, dating back to his DUI a couple of years ago. So Marcus Maye out, and we do know that the likely replacement is going to be rookie Jordan Hoden. As a matter of fact, our friend Mike Triplett, who will be with us later, Mike Triplett just minutes ago tweeted this. Saints defensive coordinator Joe Woods confirmed rookie safety Jordan Hoden is getting the reps in practice to be the leading candidate to replace Marcus Maye in the starting lineup during Maye's 3-game suspension. So they have multiple combinations they could use, though. Okay, so that's likely how it's going to look. For whatever it's worth, Jordan Love, Packers quarterback, was asked by the media on Wednesday how the Saints secondary changes without Marcus Maye back there. Here's what he said.
Not that that'll be a huge impact for them. He's a starter guy for them. I haven't really got too much into who the backup is and how he's played because we haven't just heard about that. So I think it'll be it's just for them. It's next man up too. So we'll just have to go see who the backup is and study him a little bit.
So I want to run through the possibilities and what this may look like for New Orleans with Marcus Maye out for 3 weeks. And for whatever it's worth, of course, Marcus Maye will be eligible to come back for the game against the Texans. So he'll miss the next 3 weeks here. And, Jordan Hoden as the likely starter makes a lot of sense. But really what it comes down to is, do you want youth or experience there? Do you want youth with the high ceiling or the guy that's been on the field? The Saints' official depth chart has Jordan Hoden, by the way, who's the rookie 5th-round pick out of Minnesota. They have him as the backup at strong safety. So Marcus Maye, then Jordan Hoden behind him. The free safety spot is Tyrann Mathieu, and then Lonnie Johnson, Ugo Amadi behind him. And then, of course, we know J.T. Gray is back there as well. But J.T. Gray has been an all-pro special teamer. He has sort of pinch hit at times at safety when needed, in a game situation where things might have gotten lean. But that's he makes his living on special teams. We all know that. So when I look at the options that the Saints have, Jordan Hoden is a rookie, but hat tip, you got a guy there who came in, adjusted very quickly, very well, and has basically been the dime back for this team. Keep in mind, that's the role P.J. Williams played for years in this defense. P.J. Williams, when he was drafted out of Florida State, thought he might be a boundary corner. That never really materialized for him, but he found his home in the dime package as that 6th defensive back. A year ago, you had Bradley Roby as your nickel, and P.J. Williams was your dime. And when Marcus Maye was out for 7 games last year with injury, P.J. Williams went and played safety. So it made a lot of sense that you had that guy with good cover skills going back and playing that role. So naturally, if Jordan Hoden filled that dime spot, it's just rinse, repeat with a younger guy filling the role P.J. Williams did. Makes a lot of sense. But when you look at the other guys on the roster that could potentially kick back there, mention Lonnie Johnson. Lonnie Johnson is in his 5th year in the NFL. Of course, former 2nd-round pick out of Kentucky. You played for Houston and Tennessee a year ago, and now with New Orleans. Lonnie Johnson's played in 58 career games over his 5 seasons. Ugo Amadi also came into the NFL in 2019. He was a 4th-round pick. Similar to Johnson, 3 years in Seattle as opposed to Houston, then last year with Tennessee, now New Orleans. Amadi's played in 52 career games. J.T. Gray, I mentioned, has got a ton of experience, but he's more of a special teamer. And so I started to look around and go, well, is there anybody else with that roster spot available that you could go look at in free agency? And the reality is the free agent market at safety right now, meaning available free agents that are currently unsigned, it's lean. So the one name on there, as a matter of fact, that actually would make a little bit of sense is Jonathan Abram. It's a guy who had been with the Saints this past offseason. I mean, if we look at the available names right now at safety, I mean, here's your list. I'm pulling it up right now. Devin McCourty, who's likely retired, but Devin McCourty, Eric Rowe, Jonathan Abram, Clayton, LaMarcus Joyner, Marcus. Do you know that? I don't even know the name. Clayton Fejedelem. I don't even know his name. Was with Miami last year. Marcus Allen, not that Marcus Allen. Brandon Wilson, DeAndre Houston Carson. I mean, my point is, there ain't a lot of depth there in the available safeties. So you got a guy like Jonathan Abram, who's a former first-round pick out of Mississippi State, was with the Raiders in both Oakland and Vegas, played for 3 different teams a year ago, was with you in the offseason, didn't make the team, but is floating out there. So if you need a body who's familiar with what you do for 3 weeks, Jonathan Abram is available. But in the meantime, I mean, you made the decision to go with Lonnie Johnson, Ugo Amadi for a reason, and Jordan Hoden as well. So I like the idea of giving the young buck a shot. Like, you can't gain experience until you go play. So eventually you've got to put him out there to go play. Now, you don't love that the situation has necessitated it, meaning Marcus Maye is suspended for 3 games, but sometimes the urgency, need is bred through urgency, and that's where the Saints find themselves right now. And so maybe this ends up being a huge positive for New Orleans in getting Jordan Hoden onto the field sooner, because if he plays well, and in some respects could Wally Pip, if everything goes well, Marcus Maye, when you look at Marcus Maye's contract, the Saints do have an off-ramp after this season for Marcus Maye. And Maye has been, I think it's fair to say, a disappointment. Not completely his fault, but he's had a couple of off-the-field instances. Injury cost him 7 games a year ago. Now the DUI suspension has cost him 3 games this season. There was the road rage incident this past offseason where charges were dropped. But and Marcus Maye, quite honestly, was not very good on the back end a year ago when he did play, and so far is leading the team in missed tackles through the first 2 weeks this season. So you got a guy who you needed a veteran safety. You signed Marcus Maye. He was coming off of an injury with the Jets, but he got on the field, was injured again. Now he's suspended. He's had off-the-field issues. You got an off-ramp next year where if he's a post-June 1 designation, you save $7.5 million. So this is a major opportunity for Jordan Hoden, not just right now, like to help this secondary continue to gel and grow and maybe get a little bit younger and more talented, but potentially for the Saints to make a decision on him this offseason as well, knowing that they have an opportunity to hit the eject button off the Marcus Maye, to pull the ripcord on the Marcus Maye contract after this season. So keep an eye on the rookie this weekend when they go up to Green Bay and for the next 3 weeks. If he plays well against Green Bay, of course, he'll draw the assignment again against Tampa. And as they move through this 3-game stint here without Marcus Maye in the secondary. So, again, it sounds as though the Saints are going to roll with the rookie out of Minnesota, Jordan Hoden. We'll see how he plays this Sunday in Green Bay. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.